Can everybody hear me? Okay, let's try that again. Everybody can hear me good? All right.
Yeah, Jason, you're good.
If everybody would please mute, that would be awesome. We will start here in about 2 to 3 minutes, just to allow everybody to kind of get on. We'll do it in about 1 more minute. We'll get started. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. We'd like to start out the season talking about our program as a whole. We hope this parent meeting will help you understand LAC. My name is Jason Walter. I'm the head coach for Lakeside Aquatic Club. Chrissy Gentry will be joining me. She's the assistant head coach at LAC. I am at the Keller site. Chrissy's at the Flower Mound site and also the head age group coach in Flower Mound. I'm the national team coach out in Keller. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of LAC, we have 4 different major sites and we have 6 different pools. Most of our sites run out of school district pools. And we are renters at all of our facilities. We do not own any of our facilities. We rent our facilities from either school district or city pools. Therefore, the owners of those pools, the school districts and the cities, have tell us how and when we get to rent our facilities. As you guys have noticed, at least in the month of September, we have had to deal with water polo closures or possibly high school swim meets. During the high school season of water polo, which is in September and October, Lakeside Aquatic Club will be second fiddle to water polo. During the high school meet season, the same thing will happen. For those of y'all who don't know, the high school meet season starts from September and goes all the way to February. It's the longest high school season in the country. However, the good news is our swimmers will be able to swim high school and club. So we are happy to have kids be able to swim year round. Now, LAC, we have multiple different parts of LAC. We have a developmental part, which is our lesson program and stroke school. That would be our red team and our black team. And then we also have our competitive team. You guys are part of our competitive team. That's our bronze, silver, gold, Ags, all the way up to our older kids, our senior level kids, our national prep kids. We have over 1,200 swimmers on our team. However, we look at ourselves as not a giant team, but smaller sites that can fit the needs to our swimmers. We are very excited to have some of the nicest facilities in the state of Texas. And we are considered the best team in the state of Texas due to a number of metrics that we have. We are a gold medal team, meaning we're one of the top 20 teams in the country based on highest performance of our swim team, so our top national level swimmers. We have won tags, which is the 14 and under state championship meet, and we win most of our LSC meets. The reason for this, I believe, is because we have a professional staff. We are a professional organization. We have 19 full-time coaches and about 5 part-time coaches plus an administrative plus an admin. I want you to understand this because this is not rec baseball. This is not even club baseball or volleyball or different things like that. We have a program that brings our kids into swimming at the lowest level and builds them all the way up to the highest level or the national level. So basically we do swim lessons to the Olympics, and we have a specific way of training and teaching kids how to be successful. And our goal is to have each kid reach their full potential. This specific meeting is going to be talking about our bronze and silver groups. These are the groups that are brand new into our competitive team. Most of your kids can swim all 4 strokes and are just starting to be part of the USA Swimming group. So as an organization, we are part of the North Texas LSC, or Local Swim Committee, which is basically a USA Swimming is broken up into different regions, and the North Texas region is basically the DFW area. So we're a part of that organization, and we have to run by their rules and different sanctions. So that's a little bit about who we are, and I'm going to pass it over real quick to Coach Chrissy to talk a little bit about the bronze and silver groups and some information like that.
Sure. So one thing I'll just touch base a little bit about bronze and silver in case you are new this year. I bet you about half the people on this call are brand new to the competitive side. You came from stroke, red or black, and or you came from tryouts, so just from summer league, and you're like, okay, I'm on this bronze one, bronze two, silver one, silver two group. Um, One thing that's unique about LAC is we have the stroke team that many of us came through. For most club teams outside of LAC, your stroke team would have been on the competitive program. We like to keep the stroke team where let's learn the basics, let's learn the skills, let's learn all four strokes, make it legal before we get to the competitive team. So most of us have already been through that stroke team, and now we're on the competitive team, and we can go to meets and we can swim all the strokes. So we're not showing up just to do freestyle and backstroke because that's all we know how to do. The focus of bronze and silver one is we want to hook your child. We want your child to come to practice, be engaged, be excited, have a positive experience, learn the correct skills, and learn to practice those skills. Anyone can do 450s freestyle with a lot of rest with great turns. Can we start to build that up so that we can start to train? So we're really learning how to start to learn to train in bronze and silver. We're learning the correct technique. We're learning the skills to set this solid foundation that's going to be built on for every single group thereafter. So you might spend a very short amount of time in bronze and silver. Your child might be in bronze and silver for, it can be 4 or 5 years. It's all about how can we get your child to develop this set base of skills that then we're going to build everything off of. Gold, Ags, Prep, National Group, build off of everything that we do in bronze and silver so we don't rush the kids through these levels. Let's let them take their time, learn the basics, because what your kids are asked to do in a swim meet and what they get officiated on is the exact same thing that the Olympians get officiated on. There's no difference of rules. It's not youth basketball. Oh, let's have a smaller court, lower goals. It is the exact same rules. USA swimming competition all the way to the Olympics. So that's why we're like, let's get this foundation down. Let's get correct body lines, and then we'll build off of there. What happens a little bit, your child's coach should go through the meet schedule with you, practice schedule, practice attendance, all the nuts and bolts. The biggest question we usually get out of bronze and silver is, how do I talk to my child's coach? So I just want to touch base on the chain of command, because it's usually parents are like, oh, I'd love to talk to him before practice or after practice or when I pick my child up. And it's just typically not feasible. Coach comes in, they could be on the pool deck 15 minutes before their group starts. And the minute that they step foot on that pool deck, your child's safety is their number one concern. They're not going to leave the pool deck to step into the lobby to talk to you about your question. They're there probably watching their 20, 25 swimmers as they're getting ready to swim. When they're done, they make sure the kids get out of the water, get their stuff, exit. Then they probably have another group coming in. And sometimes coaches, the bronze and silver level, will coach 3 different groups in one night. All right. So the best thing that you can do is email your child's coach. Hey, I've got this concern. If you could address it through an email, great. If not, can we set up a time to talk? All right. That coach then will determine, and they'll communicate with you. Hey, let's call at this time. It's a mutual time. Let's get on the phone and call. Or this is simple. How do I sign up for a swim meet? I can just send you the directions through an email. So the very first thing and the most important person that you will work with in every level on LAC, but specifically bronze and silver, is your child's coach. All right. If we feel that you just need to be paired up with somebody who's done this for many years, we'll point out to you and connect you with somebody in the stands that it's their 3rd child going through Silver One group, and they can teach you all about how to get on the app, find times, all that stuff. If for some reason you're still struggling getting in touch with your child's coach, or the issue that you're trying to address with your child's coach is not getting addressed to your satisfaction, you could go to the head age group coach at your site. If you're in Flower Mound, that's me. If you're in Keller, that's Donovan. If you're in the Colony, it's Sue. And if you're in the Justin Pool, it's Coach Beth. Above them, if it's still not addressed at that head age group site, there's a site supervisor for your pool. Okay, so there's a site supervisor. There's your child's coach, head age group coach of your site, and then the site supervisor. If you're in Flower Mound, that's Tom Cypress. If you're in Keller, that's Bill Christensen. If you're in the Colony, that's Steve Matier. And if you're at Justin, that's Jeff Pishko. If it's still not addressed and you're still not satisfied with the answer or the response that you're getting, that's when you go to Coach Jason Walter, who's the head coach of the entire team. Hopefully, just about 95% of any questions, concerns, issues that come up in bronze and silver can be done between your child's coach and the head age group coach of your site. Letting questions fester, especially if you're just like, oh, it's a simple question, I'm not going to bother them. I'll just go to the parking lot committee where y'all just stand around for your kids to come out and you guys start discussing what your question is. Go to those coaches. This is what we do. This is what we love to do. And we'll be able to help you out however that might be. That's kind of the biggest thing that comes up with bronze and silver, because they're like, I just don't know. I don't know what my child needs. I don't know what suit they need. I don't understand why we can't wear this suit. And hopefully your child's coach, if they have not done your own like Justin Bronze 1 parent meeting, that should be coming up in the next 2 weeks, or your own the Colony Silver 2 parent meeting should be coming up in the next 2 weeks. If they haven't done that yet, reach out. Hey, when's our own unique meeting? And they'll go over those specific things. The second thing that usually is the most commonly questioned that we get is group changes. So, or other people say move ups. When is my child going to move to a different training group? How do they do that? We do on LAC, we do group movement 2 times a year, typically. We do it in March, and we do it at the end of July, because it's kind of when we just change seasons. Now, there is always some people that get moved during the middle of the season. If your child is out training a group, or we determine that there is a better group for your child, and all the coaches at that site have talked about it, and everybody believes, yes, you know what? It's better for Bob to be in Silver 2 than Silver 1 right now. We will then approach you and say, hey, you know, this is the best training group. Here's why. Let's give it a try. Tell us when it will fit your schedule for us to try this new training group. And then we would give it a go. Our number one focus on the age group side is how can we put your child in the best training group for them to continue to succeed. An advantage of being on such a large group team is we can make groups very specific age-wise and skill-wise. Okay, your child is going to be paired up with other kids that are very similar in age and very similar in skills. They might be at the top of the group for some skills. They might be at the middle of the group for another skills. They might be at the bottom of the group for another skills. And that's okay. You will get a written evaluation twice a year when we do these group movements. So you'll get one in March, kind of right before spring break, and then again at the end of July. These are typically, when the swimmer reads it, there's really not any surprises on it, because us coaches have been talking with the swimmers all year about them. Hey, I really need to see you step up and try and lead the lane. Can you follow the intervals? These are skills that are worked on every single day, right? So there's usually no surprise from the kid's standpoint. Us coaches are also encouraged to talk to you if we're having issues with your child in practice of, hey, they're really struggling to focus, and not let it build up until you get the evaluation. So number one thing, talk to your child's coach. You have concerns, ask them. Hey, why is it that my child's always told to go last at the end of the lane every single day? There's probably a reason. It could be just hey, they're just working on this one very, very specific skill. Once they get it, we'll go ahead and move them back up where they belong. But if you just sit in the stands and you have no idea what we're staying on the pool deck because it's a long way down, all right, ask us. We'd love to tell you. We'd love to partner with you. Um, and that's kind of when group movements happen. So we went over chain of command and group movements. Um, and I will let Jason bounce back to the meet schedule. Yeah, you're good. Hey, Jason, I can't hear you. Nope. All right. Okay, so while he's figuring that out, our biggest thing that we wanted to really go over today was Junior Swim League. All right, if you've been on LAC, you probably read some of the emails come out, and you're like, what's this Junior Swim League? Why am I being told that I'm going to go to these specific meets? We are a large enough team now that we can do what we feel is the absolute best situation for any swimmer. And this is really, really exciting. It's kind of about a 3-year process that we've been in, and we can finally launch it. We've been trying to launch it a couple other seasons, and then with COVID, and this is perfect. Junior Swim League. The point of it is to make swim meets fun, exciting, quick, and a positive experience for everyone. All right. It is going to be with our bronze and silver swimmers. Bronze 1, bronze 2, silver 1, silver 2. The point is to race about every 2 weeks or so. And these meets should be about an hour to an hour and a half. That's from the minute you show up to warm up, run through all the races, and then be done. It is going to be full staff showing up to these meets to make sure that they get started correctly and they're going to run the way we want them to. All right, so we have Flower Mound and the Colony that are going to run as one site, one combined. They're going to come together and do their meets there. And Keller and Northwest are going to come together and do their meets together. So it's close to you. We don't have kids in the Colony driving to Justin for all of their meets and then sitting there for 6 hours from the time they get there to the time their last event's over. We're going to try and do it a little bit similar to like if you have to show up for that soccer game on Saturday and you leave your house and you get back to your house within an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. That is the sole purpose of it. Let's get these kids to race. 10 and unders love to race. Okay, let's practice our skills. We're going to have our coaches there. We're going to be able to give out heat winner awards. We're going to get to acknowledge the swimmers, and we're just going to get some experience in a positive, exciting, fun atmosphere. So if you have ever done Summer League, it's like Summer League, but hopefully a lot quicker. All right, get in, get out, smile, have fun, go home, go out to dinner, and have a blast. We are also, since you are on the USA Swimming team, we are going to silver swimmers are still allowed to attend every single USA Swimming meet that is appropriate for them. Bronze swimmers, they're invited to 3 USA Swimming competitive meets throughout the season, and they're ones that we host, so we get to control how it's done. The Jingle Bell meet in December, now they should have had a couple meets already under their belt. The January Icebreaker meet, and then the one in February, the Heart Racer meet. So they still get to go to the big USA Swimming meets for those bronze swimmers, but the idea is that you've done a lot of these JSL meets. We've got every single skill down. We've practiced it in a competitive environment. And then let's go see what it's like on the bigger stage. And then silver swimmers get to do a combination of both. That's what JSL is about. There is one other team in the country that does something similar, and that's Swim Mac in North Carolina. But they don't bridge it the way we're going to bridge it within the middle of the season. Theirs is more like stroke team and competitive. And I think we're the first team that's doing kind of a bridge program in the entire country between the two. We're excited you'll see national team coaches on the pool deck helping, making sure these meets run correctly, and just making sure that we're all on board. So we're excited for it. After this first season, we'll tweak it how we need to and go from there. If you have any questions, you're welcome to type them in that chat box. It looks like Jason's handling that right now. Let's see. Question was, does JSL replace the Saturday practices? Yes, the JSL will replace Saturday practices on the meet days. So if there is a JSL meet on Saturday, that will be in place of that bronze or silver practice, just the same way USA swimming meets are. When there's a USA swimming meet for your group, say Silver 1 is going to a USA swimming meet on Saturday, that replaces that practice that's provided that day. Mostly because all of the coaches and the swimmers are expected to be at that meet. And there will be a varied between whether the JSL meets will be on Saturday or Friday night. Okay, so I can answer the volunteer question. Are you going to need volunteers for these JSL meets? Well, the volunteer goes towards your mandatory volunteer requirements. They will not, volunteers for the JSL meets will not go towards volunteer requirements. We are going to start with some swimmers on the team. So basically 15 and overs that need to get volunteer hours for their high school. We will be reaching out to them to see if they are willing to come time, and we will give them volunteer hours for their high school needs. But it is not LAC volunteer requirements. So if you have a child in national or the national group and they show up to time, they will not get points for your LAC account. They can get it for any of the other things they might need for their high school. Are bronze kids allowed to attend October and November USA swim meets? No, our bronze swimmers will go to the meets that Coach Jason sent out. They will go to the JSL meets and then the 3 USA swimming meets that we have decided, which is Jingle Bell in December, Icebreaker in January, and Heart Racer in February. Attendance requirements for JSL. I don't know, to attend at least 4 meets a season. Is that? Yes. So we will ask kids to, I believe it's 4 meets a season is what we recommend for those bronze kids. And yes, JSL and USA swimming meets will count for that. You will, for signups for the JSL, you will be able to go in and commit them to those meets. So this is a great question. Do the kids' times count as official at the JSL meets? The JSL meets are not USA Swimming sanctioned meets. Their times will not, they'll go into USA till, let me start. The JSL times will go into LAC Swimming's database. They will not go into USA Swimming's database. What does that mean? That means that for JSL meets, LAC can track your times, your child's improvement, and also if we choose to seed the meet with your times. They will not appear on your USA Swimming Swims account because it is not a USA Swimming sanctioned meet. USA Swimming sanctioned meets require a certain number of different level of officials. They require a different level of a sanction meet. they require a different fee structure and where the fees go. They're also limited on the kind of events that you're allowed to offer at them and how you group different ages. So the idea is the JSL meets are all internal LAC meets, learn the skills, build the skills, and get ready for those USA Swimming meets. Are the JSL meets internal only, just Keller and Northwest kiddos? Yes. So there's 2 different sites for JSL meets. Keller and Northwest are together, and Flower Mound and the Colony are together. There's no other teams joining us for those meets. It's only LAC kids in bronze and silver group. So signing up for the JSL meets, it says that the October 8th on deck does not show the option to sign up. Will it open closer to the day of the meet? Yes. We will also be able to keep it open longer compared to USA Swimming meets. USA Swimming meets, they close 2.5 weeks ahead of time. Since it's an LAC meet, we will be able to close it probably, I think it's the Monday of the week of the meet is what was decided. Will they still get DQ slips at JSL meets? We are if you are an official right now and you'd like to come and volunteer as an official for these JSL meets, we would love to have you. We will also have some coaches doing some of the officiating. And I'm not sure right now if they're going to get a DQ slip or it's just going to be marked down on paper and given to that coach. But our goal is to be able to watch strokes, find out who's legal, not legal, and we might be able to say, hey, this is your DQ slip. It's obviously breaking down. Your stroke is breaking down when we get to a meet. And then that coach has those next 2-3 weeks to go ahead and work on the skill. And let's see if we can get them legal for the next meet. Opportunities for volunteer requirements. If you want to go to your email, you want to search Coach Bill Christensen. He sends out a newsletter, and in that is a whole part on volunteering. And there is a section in there that you can click on if you would like to be on a specific committee. Okay. And there it could be group parent, all this stuff, official, whatnot. But the number one way that people get their volunteer points is to work swim meets that we host. An email will go out. Volunteer openings are open for the swim meet, and you can go on and sign up, typically to be a timer. If you go to the open house next weekend, they'll also have someone there talking about how to fulfill those volunteer requirements. If you have more questions about volunteer requirements, I recommend you email teamadmin@swimlac.org. That goes to Michelle Johnson, and she is our team administrator, and she can make sure that you know all about how to get volunteer points. Your child's coach will pick your events for JSL. Splashing Pumpkins is a BB and faster meet. So you can only swim events that you have a BB or faster time in. So typically this is not a bronze or silver level swimmer. Signups for JSL are not out yet. Hopefully they're coming out this week. Jason? Yeah? Okay. And they should close the Monday before the meet. So if your meet is on Friday, they'll probably close on Monday. It's very similar to stroke team. Okay, it's a great question about times. Okay, can you explain the BB times for USA Swim meets? On our website, you know what, Jason, can you post the link? On our website, there is a link and it's under events. I believe it's times. And you'll click and it will say like USA Swimming motivational times. And in this document, it's probably 6 pages long and it looks like a big giant graph with all these numbers on it. At the top is long course and then short course, and we're in short course yards. Don't look at short course meters. All of the pools the kids swim in the winter are short course yards. So you'll scroll all the way down to the end, and then you'll look at 10 and under or 11, 12 if you have an 11, 12-year-old, boy or girl, and then it will say like 50 free. If you go all the way across to the times under the B column, if they go faster than 42 seconds in the 50 free, they have a B time. They go faster than 37 seconds, it's a double B time. So, for example, when we say Splashing Pumpkins, you have to have double B times to attend. They have to be able to go faster than that time in the 50 free to swim the 50 free at that Splashing Pumpkins meet. The best thing you can do if you times is always a question in bronze and silver. I don't understand USA Swimming. I don't understand the times. How do I find my child's times? So there are 2 apps for it. I will post these on the website. I think they're on there, but I'm not sure. Jason linked you to the. Jason, is that the time standard? It's not the time standard one. Okay. We will get these out, and we will make sure that the bronze and silver coaches send them out in their weekly updates this week. Time standards and how to find your child's times through USA Swimming. Because really, it's 2 apps you want to download, but I think they're changing with USA Swimming's changes. How to sign up for swim meets? Yes, you need to sign your child up for each swim meet that you are going to attend. Right? It's kind of a little bit different than like youth soccer. You have to go in and commit your child to attend those meets. If you're in silver and you're going to USA Swimming meets right away, make sure you put in your comments any notes for the coach. We can't swim on Sunday. We'll put you in on Sunday. All right. And then bronze, when it's time for you to sign up for Jingle Bell, you'll just write any notes to your child's coach in there. Hey, we can't swim on Friday, but we definitely could be there Saturday and Sunday. Our practices for bronze and silver all canceled on the days of JSL meets. Yes, they are. Those coaches will be at the JSL meets because that is what we believe is the best situation for your child, is to attend kids in bronze and silver to attend JSL meets. That's why we put it on there. This is not a decision that we came about lightly. It's, like I said, 3 years of work that we put together to create this JSL league. And we firmly believe that kids in bronze and silver can benefit by attending JSL meets. So all of those coaches will be at JSL meets, in addition to many other coaches on our staff. So I'll answer these 2 questions here, and then we can go ahead and try and wrap it up. Does the signups not show what events are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we sign up? So remember, we're talking about 2 different meets. JSL meets are only one day. So when you sign up for a JSL meet and the signups are not out, you're just signing up for that one day of competition. When you sign up for another meet, like say you're in silver, well, let's say Jingle Bell in December. Yes, it shows what events are on which day. Your coach has the final say in what events your child enters. Okay, so if you go in and ask your child's coach, they should tell you, do they want you to select events? But please know that your child's coach is going to look through those events and they might change them. They might say, you know what, this child is not doing any breaststroke this weekend. We develop swimmers that can swim all 4 strokes. I'm going to enter them in a breaststroke race. You're welcome to reach out and say, hey, they don't like breaststroke. They're not good at breaststroke. I don't want them to do breaststroke. That coach is probably going to come back and say, they have to do some breaststroke. That is part of being a swimmer on LAC. We swim all the strokes. That is what is proven to keep them in the sport. and what's best for long-term development, which is our goal. Will those meets count towards attendance, especially when one of our practice days is Saturday morning? Just about every single bronze or silver group does swim Saturday morning. It will either count towards their attendance or attendance just won't be taken that day, depending on how your coach does it. Sorry, Jason, you wrote that. Correct. Good answer, Jason. All right. So Jason was supposed to be the one that was supposed to talk about junior swim league, but he is having obviously auditory issues over there. Just to clarify, we will select the events. The coach can change. Yes. So you are welcome to select the events. You're welcome to select them. My number one recommendation is write notes in the comments. Hey, coach, I'm sitting next to Bob. Bob really is saying he wants to do butterfly. Like, that's the number one thing he's asking. I'll let you make the best determination on his events, but he's sitting here telling me he really wants to do butterfly. That way, when we're picking events, and we might be like, ooh, they picked too many events. They're not allowed to do more than 3 or 4, depending on the meet information. So I got to take them out of one. I'm not going to take them out of butterfly because Bob just told me in the notes they really want to do butterfly. Or you could say, hey, we're going to have to leave at 12, no matter where they are in the meet. Can you put them in the events more in the beginning of the meet? And we said, great, we'll put them in the first 3 events. And when you got to leave, you got to leave. So any extra notes, more information you can give us, the better. They're coming home, they're having a lot of anxiety about the IM. I don't know where it's coming from, but they're having anxiety about the IM. You, coach, choose whether or not to put my child in the IM. I just want to share with you that they're struggling. All right, if you are, we are incredibly excited about JSL. Our last staff meeting had 22 coaches around the table, from coaches that have been coaching national level kids for 30 years to our newest coaches on staff. And the excitement about JSL as we're working out some of the little intricacies of all of it is exciting. So if you're like, oh, my kids used to be in bronze and all they did was USA swimming meets, and now we're going to JSL meets, hang with us. I think you're going to really like it. And if there's mistakes, we're going to fix them. We'll make it right. Because that's what we do. If you have more questions, Coach Jason will be at all of the open houses. You're also welcome to please go out of your way to email your child's direct coach. That is your first line of contact. They do have 2 business days to get back to you. I usually tell my families that if I haven't gotten back to you in 48 hours, please reach out to me again. It probably just got lost somewhere. Then you have your head age group coach at your site, and then your site supervisor, and then it goes up to Jason. We're thrilled to have you all with us. Jason just popped his email in there. Hit him up. I'm sure he's got some more good information. And we're about done. You'll see Jason this weekend. And thanks for helping on.